Hello, viewers. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday to every one of you, wherever you are, in any part of the world where you're watching this video from. I hope you've all had a wonderful week, and thank you so much for tuning in to this channel, Stephanie Glam, where we focus on discussing topics that can help us all become a better version of ourselves, be it in our career, in our personal life, in our friendship, or maybe in total the lifestyle choices that we all make. This community is formed based on self-development and self-growth. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And my name is Stephanie Musa, as you all well know. Okay, so if it is the first time you're tuning in to watch this video, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. And if anything that is being discussed today resonates with you, I do ask you to please click the like button or just subscribe to my channel so that you can always get updates of new topic of discussion that is being brought to your platform. Okay, and also to my existing subscriber, thank you so much for being there for me. You have supported me all this while, and you are one of the reasons that I get motivated to come in every now and then, and I take the time to research new ways that we can all implement in our own life to become a better version of ourselves. And if you're just breezing in into this video today and you're thinking of just breezing out, please do not go. Stay to the end of this video, because you never know, there will be one or two things that you can learn. And if you have any comment at all, please leave a comment. And if there is any topic of discussion that you would like me to bring up for our next topic of discussion, please let me know, and I will take the time to research into that topic. So without further delay, I'm just going to dive into the topic of today. So the topic of today we'll be looking at is a topic that I've titled Striving in a Manageless Work Environment. Okay, I don't know about you, but I will speak for myself. There are times whereby I have been employed into a new position and I don't know my left from my right. And some of those times I have to take the courage to research and do my own learning and my own training myself. It's not because I've not been assigned a manager. It's just because at the time the manager is engaged with other things, I may not have the time to delegate enough time to coach or mentor me into the new role. And sometimes I find myself learning directly from existing colleagues that have been there longer than actually from the manager that I've been assigned to. So this doesn't mean that there are no good managers out there. Yeah, there are good managers out there, and there are some managers that really don't have the time for every member of their team. Not that they don't want to, it's just because they have been assigned other roles within their team that they need to also look into. So, and also, whether you like it or not, in today's environment, new technology is coming up, new ways of working is coming up, and you may find that you may have to be the one to put yourself, take time to invest in your own learning, in your own growth, especially if you're looking for a role whereby you can grow within the organization that you work for. Not all managers have got the time to mentor their teammates, so sometimes you may be forced to acquire skills or learn other skills that can help you stay on the job from other people that are not within your team, or other people that are not within your organization. I would say I remember the first time I was trying to get into the corporate world. What actually helped me was actually the skills that I learned from my own business mentor, like the business I was running, my site also I was running. The skills I learned from that business was actually what really helped me to gain that position in that corporate organization I was eventually employed into. So yeah, so sometimes you may be forced to get your other trainings from external organizations, from external bodies, uh, that can help you stay longer on the job that you have been employed to do. Because these days it's not just about the job skills, it's also about other skills that can help you remain on the job. Because when employers give you the job, they not just expect you to just do everything based on the training they've given you. Sometimes they expect you to invest in your own learning and in your own coaching in order to bring new things into the organization. So employers these days sometimes are not just looking for people they can just impart knowledge on, they're also looking for people that can bring in what they already have on their own plate to help the organization or the team grows and get better. So just a note of thought for everyone. So today, like I did say, we'll be looking at the topic in striving in a manageless workplace. So as a new employee, I don't know about you, sometimes when you go into new organizations, you don't know jack, you don't know everything, and sometimes you may be waiting for someone to come to you and coach you into what you want to do, what you're expected to do. And sometimes the job description may not really be the total thing they're expecting you to do. You find yourself being expected to do things that are not even included in the job description that you have been employed to do. So, and you get stuck. You don't know what to do, and you may be too scared to even admit that you don't know what to do because you are new in that organization. You're trying to get to know the people you work with, and the people you work with, they're also trying to get to know you to say, is this the kind of person, as this organization actually employ the right person to do this job? So I know it's not a good feeling, it's not a good experience, but unfortunately that is how the today's workplace work. So so how do you navigate through all this? How do you overcome all this? How do you make your employer know that they've taken the right choice by employing you? They've picked you above somebody else. They've definitely said yes to you to say no to someone. So how are you going to be able to manage this by letting them know, yes, you've said yes to me and you've said yes to the right person? If you don't have anything to offer them, if you're just going to just sit on your chair and wait for somebody to come to you, you may just be positioning yourself for failure in that organization. So like this saying, they say first impression lasts long. So you have to be able to show them that you're not just embarking and focusing on them. You also have got some good things to bring to the table, things that they don't even know they need. Okay, and these are the things that you may have learned or you may have picked up from maybe other organizations that you've worked for, that you've left, or maybe from other people within your inner circle that you've learned from, or maybe from external mentors also that you've picked from, that you are able to bring into your new role. And if you go with this notion, if you go with this mindset each time you get into a new position, I promise you, you're going to fly so well. And when you do decide that you don't want to continue working for that organization, they will be so sorry to let you go. And they can only just wish you the best for anything you do decide to do later in future, either for your own self or for the career that you so love. So one way of navigating this aspect of on how we can grow better in a manageless position, in a position or in a new role that you have not been assigned a manager, or maybe you've been assigned a manager, but the manager for some reason hasn't got the time to coach or mentor you personally into being successful with that role. So how do you navigate this objection? One way of doing that is that you have to learn all you can. So what do I mean by learning all you can? That means you have to take the bull by the horn to invest in your own personal learning and in your own personal coaching. Like, I know there are times whereby employees have been assigned training on a job, but due to laziness, they don't want to be trained, or they just go into that training room nonchalantly. So that costs the organization money. But what can they do? They can only train those who are willing to be trained on the job, okay? Because many employees, like I did say, sometimes wait to get training from their managers or within their in-house organizational corporate system. And even sometimes these employees may even resist to attend trainings when it is being offered to them, because they just don't have any, they have nonchalant attitude into being the best version of themselves on that road they've been offered. This is when it means you have to take time to learn all you can, both within that organization and also outside that organization. Because when you invest in your own training, in times when you don't have managers to put you up for the training that you need, you can create a protective barrier on your career that makes you more desirable by your employers, or give you more opportunity to be considered by other employers or other industries. So when you have new insight to offer on a job that you have been employed to do, that makes you more desirable, that makes your employers more desirable to keep you, and that makes you stay longer on that job. And no one, absolutely no one, can let you go, because they know that if they do let you go, they are losing something so dynamic. So they will rather do everything they can to make you stay, because they don't want you to go, and because they know that you have more than it takes to do that job, and they rather want to please you to make you stay than not to listen to your concern, and then you get frustrated and then you leave, and their competitor within the organization takes you on board. That is why when you invest in your own training, it does help you to create a shield of protection against your own career within that organization. So how do you protect yourself when you are just new in an organization? You do this by attending workshops, conferences, seminars, or take advantage of the training within the company you work for. You can also access online courses that are accessible for free. Another approach is to learn other skills that are outside of your job requirements, which can help you diversify into other areas of discipline. This can help you stretch, grow, and can also help you open other doors to new roles and to new opportunities, either within the organization or outside the organization. This can make you feel more secured and sought after by other industries within that organization. So keep growing, keep learning, and you'll be surprised at what you can achieve. Do not just focus on the training that has been given to you by your manager. Take the responsibility for managing your own career by going for external trainings to build the skills that you need to make you remain on that job. And by the time you get tired of doing that job and you know within yourself that it is time to go, there is always something better and greater that you can go into. So don't just sit down on your chair and expect your manager to always come to you to coach. Take due diligence to train yourself by engaging yourself in other roles and in other trainings that can help you do better on the job, and also open you to other opportunities outside the organizations you work with. Number 2 ways of striving in a position whereby you have not been assigned a manager to coach you is by elevating your interpersonal skills. As we are now in the days of AI and new technology, like I did say, to be honest, it may come to a point in time whereby your existing skills may no longer be required within the job market. But however, they may expire before you know, because now employers are taking on new technology to make a job more quicker. So the kind of jobs that humans are known to do, some of those jobs are now being run by AI, by robots. So it's not your employer's fault. It's just the way the job market has been. Mostly is due to cost saving, because most employers these days, they don't want to pay so much money, and they're looking for ways of managing cost, and technology has enabled them to be able to cut cost on so many things that they can cut on if they employ a human being. So rather than employing a human being, which will cost them more, they rather use the machine or use the robot that can do the job and make them save more money. Is the way it is. So how do you protect yourself against this? This is where interpersonal skills comes into place. Interpersonal skills cannot be replaced by robots. Yeah, the robots are there, but there are some skills that humans do have that are still required on the job in any organization, and one of those skills are interpersonal skills. That is why it's important to master the art of people skills, because research has shown that people skills is likely to get you far in life than a job related skills. Now, a job related skills is different from people skills, and research has shown that people skills are one of the most important skills that every organization need to have an healthy workforce. Yes, your robot can do the job, but there are some things that a robot can never do that a human being has been built to do, and no robot can overtake that. So employers, they know this, so that is why your people skills are so very important on the job than just the job related skills. So take time to invest in your people skills, because when you develop your ability to work with people, there is a big landscape of effectiveness opening up for you. Further doors of opportunity opens more for you, and you have a fun-filled workplace, because the workplace sometimes can be so intense. What I mean by this is that your people skills can help you build your emotional intelligence with work colleagues, because sometimes chaos can happen in the workplace. People can come with their own emotional issues into work and try to pour their emotional issues on their fellow colleagues. So how do you protect yourself against this? When people bring their frustration into the workplace, and as humans, as we all know, we can be easily caught up in our own emotions at work. That is when your interpersonal and emotional intelligence and your emotional IQ come into place in your work environment. If you've been open to working in a toxic environment, whether you like it or not, you still need to go to work, because you still need to earn a living. So how do you protect yourself against that colleague with some emotional issues in their own life, and they're just looking for a place to just pour it out into? How do you protect yourself against that? You do that by developing emotional intelligence in the workplace, and that is through improving on your interpersonal and people skills. That way you'll be able to detect, you become like a private detective in your own workplace, to be able to protect yourself against those negative emotional traumas that people may try to bring to you. Also to be able to protect yourself against your own emotional traumas, because when you are emotionally traumatized, you can't bring your emotions into work. You have to keep it outside your workplace, because if you bring it into work, that also can endanger your own working relationship with your colleagues. So you need to learn how to develop strong emotional intelligence to be able to protect yourself and to be able to make you stay longer on the job that you have been employed to do. Building up your own emotional resilience can help you maintain good relationship with colleagues and also your peers, and it can also help you keep a clear head to be able to solve problems when things go wrong. And if you're lacking in these areas, one way of improving in these areas is by practicing mindfulness and also practicing journaling your stuff. Like journaling your emotions in a book or in a paper can also help you unload those traumatized feelings that you may be having that may have a negative impact on your job or a negative impact on the relationship that you have with your colleagues in the place of work. Number 3 point of ways on how we can strive well in a manageless workplace or manageless work environment is by learning to communicate. There are many ways these days that we can learn to communicate with our work colleague within our work environment. This could be either through public speaking, having one-to-one with your manager, if you're lucky to have a good one. You can also learn how to communicate through emails, through text, through personal impression using maybe your face, your fingers, or your thumbs. There are various ways on how we can learn to communicate with our colleagues at work. But it's not just about communicating that we're talking about effective communication in the place of work. Because sometimes poor communication skills can bring about misunderstanding, can bring about tense situations, and can bring about mistrust among groups of individuals or colleagues. That is why communicating it effectively can help you build up your skills and open up good relationships with yourself and with your colleague and with the people within your inner circle. When you practice effective communication, you are able to navigate through things more easily. You get what you want, what you need more easily and more effectively. You are able to sell your ideas, and also you're able to build better relationship and open up for better opportunities when it comes your way. And if you're thinking of ways to practice this, I would suggest putting yourself to volunteer by enrolling yourself in a voluntary role, which can enable you to give presentations to a group of people. And when you engage yourself in these roles, do ask for feedback, because feedback can also help you do better. When you're sending emails or messages to fellow colleagues at work, please do understand that your email, the languages you use in an email may come across in a different way to the person you're sending it to. So please be mindful of the understanding of whoever you are sending those messages through an email to, especially if it is within a team or within a work environment. Please understand that sometimes when we send emails to our colleagues, those emails can come across in a different vibe. So the vibe, the language that you use when you're sending an email is also very, very important. And do take into consideration the mindset of whoever you are sending those emails to. How will they receive it? What kind of language are you using? I will tell you an example. There was a time a teammate of mine, I was new on this job, and I think personally I feel like she has not really opened herself to effective communication. And she sent me this email, and the way the email came across to me, it came across to me like this is so belittle, like really not in a friendly way, in a very negative, and I feel that wasn't really portraying herself well, especially for me as a new starter. And that just set a negative mark about that colleague to me. I was like, I just kept that colleague in the position where she belongs, because I've never known her, I've never met her, I've never seen her face to face, but that email sent a negative notion about who she is and tells me this is somebody you need to avoid in this organization if you intend to stay longer in this organization. And that kind of like really helped me, that even when we come to training platform whereby we are being trained, I kind of try to like position in myself far away from her, so that she doesn't try to sow seed of negativity in me to try and put me in a position whereby I won't be able to be my best at work for that day. So please put this into consideration. If your role involves you communicating with your teammates via emails or via Teams, please, when you're sending emails to them, think about your language and how those emails may come across to that receiving person, so that you don't destroy or jeopardize the effective relationship that may exist between you and that colleague. And also, when you notice someone that has a good style of communication, whether within your team or within the establishment that you work with, you can learn from them and incorporate that good styles that they have into your own way of communication, because that can also set you and place you on a good standard within that organization and within the team and within your colleagues that you work with. Number 4 way of striving in a manageless position in a work environment is by expanding your meaningful networks. If you find yourself in a place or within a work environment that you don't get support by a manager, you can get the support you need by building a good network of people. The internal people or relationship you have can help fill in some gaps that a good manager may not be in a position to help you with. For example, if there are things you couldn't get done on the job on your own, you could get support from those who knows that role or that particular system more than you, and also get help within the team of people you work with. For example, there are times whereby I've been opportuned whereby I've really had very good supportive colleagues that are willing to support me and give me the soft landing, especially when I'm in a new role. They've been there, they've coached me, they've mentored me until I became so confident that I don't need their support again. If you're going to be expanding your network in a workplace, you also need to show yourself, prove to them that you're worthy of their time. Like if somebody is taking time out of their own schedule to coach or support you on a role, you also need to be mindful that and appreciate them for what they are doing also, because there are times whereby your teammates can help you get work done quicker and faster, and people who are more experienced within your organization can support you to mentor you to become better on the job, which means that you can stay longer on that role, as they could know that what you don't know, they could know that thing better than you and be willing to mentor you by making you more successful on that role. So your good network inside the company also provides the emotional support and work from a manager if a manager does not have the time to do that for you. This can open you to new promotional opportunities and can also help you feel more confident to carry out tasks on your own. You can also expand your network at work by looking around for colleagues who are most interesting and effective on the job. You can enhance this by building a good working relationship, also by taking time to maybe go for coffee or tea with your colleague after work, as long as that does not jeopardize your organizational work ethic. Or you can offer to help them where they need help, or get people who are more serious within your organization and are willing to mentor you into success. Another point to know is that your external network can also help your professional career development. They can help you learn new skills and give you new perspective in areas that can help you enhance your career development, create new opportunities, and also bring new offers to the table, new job offers to the table for you. Focus on building your external network by engaging with your peers through industry associations or by through networking events. Number one point of thing I will always emphasize on this topic is that remember that your career is your responsibility, whether you have a manager or not. Use this strategy pointed in this video to build and ensure you continue to grow within your desired career and within the desired perspective that you have set for yourself. So viewers, thank you so much. If there is anything that would help the viewers here on this platform to learn concerning this topic that I've not mentioned, please leave a comment. If there is any topic also you would like me to share for the next video, please let me know and I will take time to research on that. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Till I meet you again, do take care, and if you've not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. If this video resonates with you, you picked one or two things from this video, please give this video a thumbs up, as it helps me to bring more educative content and also help me to grow the community. Till I meet you again, have a blessed week and a lovely time with your friends and your family. Take care. Bye.